Hare Krishna. Today in India, many of us are celebrating Shivratri. आज भारत में बहुत सारे लोग शिवरात्रि सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं. And we went out today for book distribution, and we observed that how people were, uh, very much enjoying drinking thandai. So it's a drink which has some powder in it, which gets you a little high. And how people were dancing. They had DJs placed. They were distributing some food in public. So the point is that even though many of us do celebrate this festival on a very grand level, so you will see there are people, uh, they will take out, uh, somebody will be dressed in Shiva, like blue color skin and wearing a dress of deer and holding a trishul. So they'll be dressed like Shiva, and jhankiyan niklengi, and there'll be big DJs, and some music, random music will be played on, and people will be dancing to that music. They'll be dancing so higher, as if they ever attained Krishna Prem. But you know what? We have become so much fallen. We have got so much rotten that we even want to enjoy Shivratri for our own pleasure, for our own senses. So if you see, if you observe, if you go to somebody's marriage, what happens in a marriage? There are people eating unoffered grains, and the food will be very spicy, chatpata, rasila, as per their desire. And they'll be dressing up so nicely, decorating their material body, जो कभी भी जल सकता है, मर सकता है. They have no control over their body, but they want to decorate it. And then they'll be drink. Some people also offer alcohol, at their weddings. And then music will be there, so satisfying the ears. And then, as I just said that they want to decorate their material body, and there'll be nice food which looks nice, but it's not transcendental. The food is there to satisfy their tongue. So in a marriage, in a wedding ceremony, mostly people do sense gratification. That's it. Although marriage is a Vedic ceremony, how can somebody do sense gratification in a Vedic ceremony? This is bizarre. It's not right. So similarly, what is happening around the globe right now, the people, most of us, are misusing Shivratri. They are just, instead of worshipping Shiva, instead of praying to Shiva for giving us bhakti, devotional service, for Lord Krishna, Radha Krishna conjugal, what people are doing, just drinking thandai, dancing, having loud music, and even they don't care for the environment, because whatever they're eating, those plastic plates and cups, they're just throwing on the ground. So actually there's no concern about Shiva, there's no concern about bhakti, and there's no concern about even about our environment. So this entire purpose is just based on sense gratification. That's why it's bogus. So if we observe properly how Shiva is dressed, how Lord Shiva is dressed up, he carries ashes from graveyard and he puts it on his body. He carries snakes around his neck, and he also carries a garland of skulls. Okay, so many Indians, what they do, they pray to Shiva to get a nice, beautiful, young, fair, rich wife. Or a young girl would pray to Shiva to get a nice, handsome, rich, maybe NRI husband. So Lord Shiva is very deceptive. He is not easy to understand. The Shiva Tattva is very complicated. Like the law of karma is complicated, we do not know for what sins we are getting the reactions in our current life. We don't know that. If we can't accumulate that, we can't know that from astrology so easily. So similarly, understanding Lord Shiva is not so straightforward. But if we read Shastra, like Bhagavad says, Vaishnava Nam Yatha Shambhu, yeah, that one shloka is complete, that Shiva is the Vaishnav. Among all the Vaishnavas, he is the best, topmost Vaishnav. So being a Vaishnav, why is he being so tamoguni, ignorant? Like which Vaishnav would carry ashes from graveyard, snakes around the neck, and skulls? And also the associates of Shiva, who are they? Witches, chudelas, bhoot pret. Okay, so that's why understanding Shiva is complicated. He is a Vaishnav, but he is acting, looking like an ignorant person. And what people are doing, people are worshipping Shiva to get some material desires, a nice husband or a nice wife. But which female in this world, tell me, give me her name, which female in this world would be okay to marry somebody who has garland of skulls, snakes and ashes from graveyard? कोई भी आपको ऐसा नहीं मिलने वाला है. सो दिस इज वेरी बिजार, दिस इज वेरी रेयर. मतलब कि रेयर मतलब इन द सेंस दैट कि हमें जो दिख रहा है वैसा बिल्कुल भी है नहीं. इट्स नॉट स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड, इट्स नॉट क्लियर कट, इट्स नॉट, देयर इज नो ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट इन दैट. तो शिवा एक्चुअली कैन गिव अस द मूड फॉर कृष्ण भक्ति, बट वी आर यूजिंग शिवा, शिवा तत्व, लॉर्ड शिवा, वी आर मिस यूजिंग हिम. नहीं नहीं नहीं, आई डोंट वांट दिस, आई डोंट वांट द मूड फॉर भजन, आई वांट NRI husband, NRI wife. I want to satisfy my senses. The people in general just use Shiva to satisfy their senses, their sense gratification. That's it. It has nothing to do with the dharma of the soul. भागवत धर्म, नो कनेक्शन. सब अपने मन से चल रहे हैं, सब अपने मन का करते हैं, सब अपनी इंद्रियों को कोई वश में करता नहीं है. Nobody has sense control. So people live by their mind actually, not by Shastra, not by Dharma. So शिवा शिवरात्रि बहुत लोगों को मालूम है. Many people know what is Shivratri, but none of them know what is the essence of Shivratri. Shivratri is not just meant to drink thandai or to dance or to sing, and that's it. No, you are just wasting this special transcendental day by just doing sense gratification. You Shiva is not something cheap. He's not gonna like आपने थोड़ा सा चढ़ा दिया बेलपत्र और आपको लगा शिवा बिक गए. शिवा इज नॉट लाइक दैट. ही नोज who is sincere and who is not sincere, who is a cheater and who is sincere. So if you are a cheater, if you just want to take from Shiva, I'm giving you one bay leaf, give me a nice husband or a nice wife. Shiva is not going to get in your trap. He knows who you are. He knows कितने पानी में हम सब हैं. तो he just plays around. जिसको जो चाहिए वो थोड़ा बहुत देके he keeps an illusion. Stay in this material world. You don't want to come to my master, which is Krishna. You stay in this material world. Remain in illusion. That is what Shiva does. So Gurudev says that he's the same Shiva who becomes a gopi, okay, to see the last lila of Lord Shri Krishna and Radharani. At the same time, he's the same Shiva who also burnt Kamdev. He's the same Shiva who carries skulls, garland of skulls, snakes, multiple snakes, and who has no house, by the way. He lives in Kailash, but he has no bungalow or no flat, 3 BHK flat. But he performs Ashtakali Leela. I mean, he meditates on Ashtakali Leela. In his heart, he has Radha Krishna conjugal, like how Lord Hanuman has Sita, Ram, Lakshman in his heart, because that they are his Ishtadev, right? He serves them. He performs service for them, towards them. So this is how Shiva, he meditates on the pastimes of Radha Krishna conjugal and the gopis. He meditates on their pastimes. Even though he looks very tamoguni, ignorant, he has ashes from graveyard, he has snakes, garland of skulls, but in his heart, that's his role which he's doing. Every demigod has a role to be performed, so he's doing his role nicely. But for Vaishnavas, he'll give them Braj Prem. So all these people who are just using Shivratri for drinking thandai or eating some food or just dancing, they will not get Krishna Bhakti because they don't want that from Shiva. So Shiva will keep them in illusion, right? So, like how people go to Lord Hanuman and pray him for material desires. They don't go to Hanuman to get bhakti for Lord Ram. They go to Hanuman to get some material desires fulfilled. Similarly, today people are going to Shiva. There's huge crowd outside on streets. Huge crowd. Traffic is blocked and people are just walking and eating, drinking, dancing, playing music. So that this is all sense gratification. It has nothing to do with Shiva. It has nothing to do with Shiva. So Shiva, what will Shiva do? He will just laugh at us. He will just laugh at us, and इतने बड़े दिन को हम अगर सेवा में लगाएं, भगवान कृष्ण की सेवा में लगाएं, तो उससे शिवा अच्छे से खुश होते हैं, ज्यादा खुश होते हैं, ज्यादा प्रसन्न होते हैं. राइट. Right, that's how Shiva gets pleased when he sees a sincere Krishna sadhak, sincere Krishna bhakt. He'll be very, very, very much pleased. So we have to make a choice. Either we want material desires to be fulfilled or spiritual desires to be fulfilled. What do we want? We're going to Shiva, we're pouring water on Shivling, we're offering him bay leaf and bay fruit. But what are we having in our mind, heart? This sansar, this material world, which is very temporary, full of miseries. Shiva can't help you get rid of death. He can't help you get rid of diseases because that's your karma. What he can help you with, he can give you mood for bhajan, mood for Krishna bhakti, so that you get taste in hearing Hari Katha, so that you get taste in chanting the holy names of Lord Radha Krishna. That Shiva can give you. That should be our aim and objective, right? Most of us, we cry for a nice wife, nice child, nice house, nice car, nice bungalow, nice bank balance. Shiva is not meant to give you any of that. Even if he gives you, that he's just decepting you. Like how he looks ignorant. He's tamoguni, carrying snake skulls and bhoot pret and graveyard ka ash. But he is a Vaishnava naam Yatha Shambhu. He's a Vaishnav, best among Vaishnavas. So he's very deceptive. He may look like an ignorant person, but he's a Param transcendental Vaishnav. So you may think that Shiva is fulfilling your material desires, but he's just keeping you in illusion. Come, come. You coming to me for material desires? I will give you material desires, and you will always remain here and suffer, because in this material world, you'll find COVID, you'll find earthquakes, you'll find war, you'll find death, you'll find old age. You will not be able to come out of this material world because you don't want to serve Radha Krishna conjugal, who are my Ishtadev. Who is Rameshwar? People said that Ishwar, Shankar hai Ram ke Ishwar. Then demigod said, no, no, no. Shankar and Ram both are Ishwar. Then Shiva said, no, you all are fools. Ram is my Ishwar, that is Rameshwar. This is the mood of Shiva. So when Lord Ram was in the forest crying for his wife Sita Devi, that time who came in front of him? Sati. Because Sati was passing by from there with her husband, Lord Shiva. And she couldn't understand why Ram, being God, is crying, because he's God, he's Bhagwan. How can Bhagwan cry? Doesn't he know that Sita is with Ravan, the Chaya Sita? So she came to test Ram, and she took the form of Sita, and and she tried to come in front of Ram. But what did Ram say? Mother, you have come alone today. Where is your husband today? When she heard this, she was shocked that he is Bhagwan. And from that day onwards, Lord Shankar never saw Sati as his wife. So she had to give up her body, and then she had to come back as Parvati. This is the relationship between Shiva and Krishna. So even if it's Krishna's avatar as Ram, still Shankar, Mahadev, takes him as his Ishtadev. Who knows this? Do the people who are dancing on street today, drinking thandai and alcohol, getting high, do they know this? They don't know this. So उनका ही लॉस है और किसी का नहीं. हमने इस फेस्टिवल का मूड ही बदल दिया. We have completely changed the essence of Shivratri. Shivratri is Shiva is Vishnu Tattva. He is coming from Krishna. जो दही और दूध का रिश्ता होता है वही कृष्ण और शंकर का रिश्ता है. दूध से ही दही बनता है. तो जो दूध में क्वालिटीज है वही दही में है, लेकिन दही वापस दूध नहीं बन सकता. तो शिवा में जो क्वालिटीज है वो कृष्ण में है, लेकिन शिवा भगवान नहीं बन सकते. पर वो परम वैष्णव है, तो हमारे लिए बहुत रिस्पेक्टफुल है. भागवत में उनका वर्णन आता है. हमारे भारत में जो 4 संप्रदाय है, वैष्णव संप्रदाय, उनमें से एक शिव जी का है, रुद्र संप्रदाय. वो किसकी भक्ति सिखा रहे हैं? लक्ष्मी नरसिम्हा देव की. नरसिंह देव किससे आए? उनका मूल कौन है? कृष्ण भगवान। ये तत्व किसको पता है? बहुत कम लोग, क्या कोई भी नहीं जानता होगा, ब्रज में कोई जानता होगा, जैसे हमारे गुरुदेव ने हमें ये सब तत्व बताए हैं, है ना? तो शिव जी शिव जी का जो भाव है, मूड है, बहुत ज्यादा। शिव जी ललायत होते हैं कृष्ण के पास टाइम्स को देखने के लिए, कैसे कृष्ण रासलीला करते हैं, कैसे कृष्ण छोटे से बालक हैं, रो रहे हैं, यशोदा मैया के नंदन है, कैसे कृष्ण गोपियों के साथ डांस कर रहे हैं, मुझे देखना है। तो कृष्ण शिव जी का वो भाव हमेशा होता है, वो ब्रज भाव में रहते हैं। भगवान श्री कृष्ण ने उनको क्या रोल दिया है? टू प्रोटेक्ट वृंदावन धाम। So he's the gatekeeper of Vrindavan Dham, Braj. So what we can do today, we can pray to him that you are Kshetrapalak of Braj Dham. You can give us entrance to Vrindavan Dham. वृंदावन में सिर्फ जाना नहीं है, जाके खा के पकोड़े वापस आ गए। वृंदावन का मूड समझना है। For that we should pray to Lord Shiva today, right? How pleased Shankar gets when he hears Bhagavad from Rasik Vaishnavas. How pleased Shankar becomes when he sees a pure devotee, like when he saw Sanatan Goswami, and Sanatan Goswami was disturbed by mosquito bites. So he was leaving that place. Shankar made sure those mosquitoes would not bite Sanatan Goswami again. He had to talk to the demigods of mosquitoes. So Shiva always loves to hear Harikatha, Bhagavat, seeing Vaishnavas, seeing pure Vaishnavas residing in Dham, seeing the Raslila of Krishna, meditating on the pastimes of Radha Krishna, chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. ये कौन बताएगा? लोगों ने सीखा क्या? बस ठंडाई पीना, मंगोड़े खाना, डीजे बजाना। एसेंस तो पूरा फेस्टिवल का चेंज ही कर दिया है, जैसे दिवाली का चेंज कर दिया है। दिवाली इज नॉट टू सेलिब्रेट कीपिंग योर लक्ष्मी सरस्वती गणपति इन योर ऑल्टर। Lakshmi is happy with Vishnu, not with Ganpati. Saraswati herself says that I am the wife of Krishna. There are two Saraswatis, Shuddha Saraswati and Vidya Saraswati. The Saraswati says, I'm the wife of Krishna. So we are not understanding that there is only one Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Rest all are his energies, his parts and parcels. The demigods are part and parcels of Krishna and Radharani. And the aim of all demigods, each and every demigod desires to please, to serve Krishna. Krishna himself says, I am Bhagwan. So why are people making जान बूझ के क्यों इतने मल्टीपल भगवान आपने बना लिए भाई? इससे किसको क्या मिलेगा? इससे आपकी इच्छाएं पूरी नहीं होने वाली। आप अपने आप को और दूसरों को बस बेवकूफ बना रहे हो, कुछ प्राप्त नहीं करने वाले हो आप। तो शिवरात्रि इज नॉट फॉर सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन, शिवरात्रि इज फॉर भक्ति। आज के दिन हमें ज्यादा हरिनाम करना चाहिए। गौड़िया वैष्णव कल शिवरात्रि बना रहे। वी फॉलोड एकादशी ऑन 16th एंड 19th हम शिवरात्रि सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं। तो शिवरात्रि इज व्हाट वी डू ऑन शिवरात्रि, वी ऑनर प्रसादम जस्ट लाइक एकादशी। वी हियर हरि कथा, वी हियर द ग्लोरीज ऑफ लॉर्ड शिवा। हाउ शिव जी को जो कार्य कृष्ण देते हैं वो बहुत डिफिकल्ट होता है। जब सृष्टि में पूरा जहर फैल गया था तो शिव कृष्ण ने किसको याद किया? शंकर महादेव को। यू टेक ऑल द पॉइजन, नहीं तो सब मर जाएंगे। थोड़ा सा भी जहर, ये इतना खराब है। समुंदर मंथन से जो जहर निकला था वो सारा किसने धारण किया? शिव जी ने। शिव जी ने सोचा कि मेरे हृदय में तो कृष्ण है, तो मैं इसको गले में ही रख लेता हूँ, कहीं कृष्ण को जल ना जाए। तो उनका नाम पड़ गया नीलकंठ। अपने स्वामी की इच्छा उन्होंने इस तरीके से पूरी की। और जब उन्होंने गोपियों के रासलीला देखने का डिजायर किया कृष्ण के साथ, तब उनका नाम पड़ गया गोपेश्वर महादेव। तो सारे नाम कृष्ण के, शिव जी के, कृष्ण के साथ कनेक्टेड हैं। ही इज आशुतोष ऑल्सो, बिकॉज आशुतोष मतलब जो जल्दी से प्रसन्न हो जाते हैं। तो लेकिन लोग क्या करते हैं जल्दी से प्रसन्न होने के लिए? मुझे बच्चा दे दो, मुझे घर दे दो, मुझे पैसा दे दो। नोबडी आस्क्स भक्ति फ्रॉम शिवा. आप ऐसे क्यों नहीं करते कि आप बेलपत्र दे रहे हैं शिवा को और भक्ति मांग रहे हैं? किसका मन लगता है भजन में? Today, when we went out for book distribution, I saw a lady. She was crying. She was crying and she was telling me that my daughter is still single. She's not married. I just told her, she's not just your daughter. She's a soul, and soul is part and parcel of Krishna. You should not worry for your daughter. Krishna is there for everybody. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, 5th chapter, last shloka, I am the best friend of all the living entities. If the ants and cockroaches and lizard and these small living entities are prop are उन सब के लिए खाना अच्छे से अरेंज हो रहा है, तो हमारे लिए क्यों नहीं होगा? We don't have faith. And why we don't have faith? Because we have not surrendered. तो कमी हमारे अंदर है, भगवान में नहीं है ना? भगवान की तरफ से कोई कमी नहीं आई है. भगवान की कृपा हर समय है. हम उसको लेने के लिए अपने आप को काबिल नहीं बना पा रहे हैं. जब आज के दिन हमें भजन करना चाहिए, भगवान का कथा लीला सुननी चाहिए, दूसरों को भगवान के बारे में बताना चाहिए, हम क्या कर रहे हैं? भोग वासना कर रहे हैं, जैसे शादियों में होती है. कितना दहेज आया, किसने क्या दिया, मुझे कितना सोना मिला, कितनी साड़ी आई, बस यही चलता रहता है. इट्स गृहस्थ आश्रम. व्हाट इज मैरिज? गृहस्थ आश्रम. It's an ashram where you keep Krishna and Guru in the center. Marriage is not for sense gratification. Similarly, Shivratri is not for sense gratification. Christmas is also not for sense gratification. What people do on Christmas and Diwali? Commercialization. Just give and take. You give me, I'll give you. मैंने आपको दिया, आप मुझे दो. तो सब दुनिया में पागलपन चल रहा है. अगर हम सही वैष्णवास के अनुगत्य में भजन करें, उनसे सुने, उनसे ज्ञान प्राप्त करें, धाम की सेवा करें, वैष्णवास की सेवा करें, नाम प्रभु की सेवा करें, वृंदा देवी की सेवा करें, तभी हमें ये ज्ञान समझ में आएगा कि हम सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन के लिए नहीं बने हैं. अगर हम सच में भोग वासना के लिए बने होते तो हम मरते ही क्यों? तो करो ना, आजीवन करो, मरो ही मत. मर क्यों रहे हो? पॉज आ रहा है, तुम्हें डेथ मिल रही है, तुम्हें मृत्यु मिल रही है, पॉज आ रहा है, फिर नया शरीर मिलेगा, तब फिर से भोग वासना करोगे. अगर ये पॉज आ रहा है बीच में मृत्यु का, मीन्स तुम इसके लिए, भोग के लिए नहीं बने हो, तुम किसी बेटर वस्तु के लिए बने हो. वो है भजन, हरि भजन. अगर सच में वी ऑल वर मेंट जस्ट टू एंजॉय मटीरियली, देन नो वन वुड डाई. No one would go in coma. No one would get diseased. No one would get aged. No one would die. करते रहो आजीवन. पर क्योंकि हमारे पाप ऐसे होते हैं, एक्शंस ऐसे होते हैं, उसका रिएक्शन फिर इतना डेंजरस हमें मिलता है, दैट वी बिकम वेरी सैड. वन ऑफ अवर आचार्य, हर ग्रेस Bhakti Madhuri Srimati Uma Didi, she left her body last week. When she was leaving her body, there was a smile on her face. That should be the goal of our life. कि जब मेरे प्राण जाए, मेरे चेहरे पे खुशी होनी चाहिए, स्माइल होना चाहिए, खुशी होनी चाहिए, दैट आई एम गोइंग टू भगवान. हम सबको पता है हम इस संसार के लिए नहीं बने, पर वी हैव डीप रूटेड डिजायर टू स्टक हियर, टू बी रिमेन हियर, टू रिमेन हियर. वो कौन चेंज कर सकता है? दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो. Acharyas. Acharyas like our Guru Varga and also like Shiva. Shiva is an Acharya for us. He's like a Guru for us. He's showing us what he has done. He never. Have you ever seen that Shiva getting engaged in building a nice palace for Parvati Devi? कि अब मेरे बीवी बच्चे हैं, मुझे उनके लिए खूब खूब धन अर्जित करना है. नो. उनका मूड बहुत स्पेशल है, हमें उनके मूड को समझना चाहिए. लॉर्ड शिवा ने एक बहुत सुंदर सी प्रेयर गाई है राधा रानी के लिए, राधा कृपा कटाक्ष. दैट्स वेरी ब्यूटीफुल. तो शिवा इज प्रेइंग टू राधा रानी दैट व्हेन विल यू गिव मी अ साइड लॉन्ग ग्लांस. कब राधा रानी अपनी दृष्टि मुझ पर डालेंगे? तो शिवा आल्सो नोज दैट राधा रानी इज सुपीरियर टू कृष्णा, सो इज ग्लोरीफाइंग राधा रानी. हमें नहीं पता, पर इसीलिए कहा जाता है, अगर हम गौर आरती पढ़ें तो बहुत से गौड़िया वैष्णव गौर आरती गाते हैं, गौरांग महाप्रभु की आरती, उसमें एक लाइन आती है, शिवा शुक नारद आरती। तो शिवा भी नारद मुनि के साथ आरती करते हैं, किसकी? महाप्रभु की। महाप्रभु राधा कृष्णा कॉन्जुगल, इज कृष्णा विद द भाव ऑफ राधिका। तो शिवा राधा रानी की ग्लोरिफिकेशन कर रहे हैं, महाप्रभु की ग्लोरिफिकेशन कर रहे हैं, गोपियों की ग्लोरिफिकेशन कर रहे हैं, रामेश्वर की ग्लोरिफिकेशन कर रहे हैं। एंड द सेम शिवा, व्हेन ही वांट्स टू सर्व राम, ही बिकम्स हनुमान। हु इज राम? नॉट डिफरेंट फ्रॉम कृष्ण। हु इज हनुमान? नॉट डिफरेंट फ्रॉम शंकर। क्योंकि आप राम जी की सेवा माधुर्य रस में नहीं कर सकते गोपियों की तरह, आपको तब दास्य रस है, मर्यादा में हनुमान राम जी। तो ही बिकेम सर्वेंट ऑफ राम। So this is Shiva. This is the great Acharya, great Vaishnav Shiva. So we must pray to Shiva to give us the mood for Krishna Bhakti. What do we desire when we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Oh Lord Shri Krishna Radha, oh the energy of Krishna, please give us devotional service. So we should pray to Gopeshwar Mahadev today. Please give us devotional service for Lord Radha Krishna. Give us Braj Dham mein Vas. Give us Gopi Bhav. The topmost devotees of Lord Radha Krishna are gopis. So we must pray to them and pray to him today that जिस तरीके से उन्होंने रास लीला देखी, भगवान के पास टाइम्स देखे, धाम में वो हमेशा रहते शंकर, हम भी धाम में प्रवेश पा सके। हरे कृष्णा, हरे कृष्णा, हरे कृष्णा, कृष्णा कृष्णा, हरे हरे, हरे राम राम राम, हरे हरे।